Hey everybody, here we are with a match watching Brosef play his E50 tuned up with Ahnenerbe in the T54. Now, most people I know have at least one tank they really love to play above all others. For me, Centurion, the Object 430 and the Wheezy 120. For Sipolipus, I know he loves his E50M and his Batchat. For Brosef, the E50 and T54 are probably two of the tanks I see him play the most, and the reason he plays the E50 so much will be plainly apparent very soon. Taking the usual, well, I say usual, my usual strat, or the sort of more general, or the strat that goons often do. Brosef starts heading to the northwest corner here. Now, I don't know what pubs do on this map, honestly, because I try not to pay too much attention to what they're up to, lest I lose my mind. But I know that most of the people I play with, the goons, will go to the northwest corner in mediums and push the south in heavies unless north is too thin on the ground. Sometimes we do, funky variations on shit like push through the middle or whatever, but it's situational. Usually the solid strat is to go northwest in a medium, because although it often does get bogged down and it can become difficult to push through and really exploit your mobility, you do need something up there, and the heavies are better suited south, so it kind of becomes a lesser of two evils situation. Now, Brosef gets caught in the open here, but the enemy tanks aren't pre-aimed at him. The Leopard misses his shot, Brosef didn't miss his. And before anyone else can get another shot at him, he is already in cover. The Leopard's now singled out, he has no support. He can't get back to his friends without exposing himself fully to Brosef and the 140. His friends also can't get to him. What's more, the Leopard is in a position now where Brosef and the 140 are able to fire at him without being fired upon from the Leopard's teammates. And if there's one thing we know about puppies, it's that they will not even begin to think about risking their tank to look after one of their teammates, no matter how badly he needs it. Unfortunately, the little curve there on the front of the Leopard's turret is being a pain for Brosef to get through, but the 140 is able to punch through it without any real problems. There's a Wheezy 111 on this corner now, and that would normally make me worry. I think packs a very similar gun to the IS-7, and it has really good armor. It's a very strong all-round heavy tank, more or less a Chinese E75. Maybe not quite as solid all-round as the E75, but it is damn close. However, it's also scared shitless of these mediums, apparently, because it's mostly just sitting around the corner watching as Brosef and the 140 get to work. Unfortunately, that shot looks like it was a little too close to the edge of the cupola. It just bounced off the rounded surface. Here's the Wheezy again. And a cupola shot there from Brosef. When you fight on a corner like this against mediums with highly accurate guns, you're playing into their hands. They will be able to snipe your weak spots quite easily. In fact, they'll have a pretty low chance of missing, whereas, being mediums, they don't really care where you hit them, because if you hit them at all, they're going to have problems. At least the other mediums here. The E50 is an absolute brick shithouse. It is really a pocket heavy. And so Brosef can comfortably play this corner in his medium tank as though he is a heavy. So far he's bounced a fairly absurd number of shots from high tier guns. These aren't tier 8s we're fighting here. And it's him who decides to begin pushing the corner, while the Object 140 and T54, both of which have pretty strong turrets but weak hulls, let him bait the shots. As Brosef says, he thinks he qualified for steel wall already. Let's have a look at the front of his tank. Yeah, I would say he may well have. Interesting, those shots on the front of the turret. The marks look like penetrations, but he hasn't taken any damage so far, so I don't know what was going on there. It's very strange, actually. That one next to the gun mantlet, that looks very much like it should have penetrated. It is a mystery. In any case, brosef handily deals with the Centurion with a very nice snapshot. The Wheezy goes down to a shot in the back from the IS-8 that pushed through middle, apparently unnoticed. Actually, the Wheezy died with his gun in the air. He was obviously traversing his turret round to engage the IS-8 when it finished him before he could do it. And so with the West now handily won, brosef and company can push through the West Road into the enemy base, clean up the arty on the way with a nice shot there. And then hook in behind the remaining enemy tanks down south and finish them off. Now at this point, I would be inclined to sit on cap, because the game is close enough that those very heavily armoured tanks and tank destroyers could potentially swing the match. But I'm not brosef, and brosef is, thank Christ, not me. He's a lot better at this game. Holy shit. Wow. That was, just in case you didn't notice, an M103 and an E4 bouncing off brosef. The E50 really is a well-armoured, strong tank. It's just a bulldozer. Instead of pushing face first into those TDs and heavy tanks, brosef decides to hook around the back, which also has the bonus of trying to save the arty. The arty are still potentially useful, and so keeping them alive would definitely be a valuable thing to do. The IS-4, hungry for those arty kills, gives brosef a broadside shot, which tracks him, and although he does actually pen brosef, one of the few people in the game so far to do so, actually one of the only 2 people in this match to actually pen brosef for damage, it's just not enough. He goes down too quickly with some help there from the arty. The E3 is low on health, but he still has a very big gun and extremely potent armor. He's also looking directly at brosef, but holy fucking shit, another bounce. He caught brosef's side armor at an awkward angle, and as they say, the rest was history. Unfortunately, badly timed shot there misses the E3, but brosef, not afraid to lose some hit points to ramming, bulldozes the E4, and then bounces a shot off his ass from the fucking E3. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the E50. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't played this tank yet, I suggest you get one. The E50, and particularly the E50M, the tier 10 variant, one of the strongest medium tanks you could possibly get in the game. Certainly one of the best at carrying pub matches. It has the armor, it has the gun, it has the mobility. It's a good, solid all-round tank. And unlike the Patton that we saw from Squidite's video, the Patton has, you know, good gun handling, good gun depression. It's decent enough at everything, but the E50 takes things that the Patton's maybe not the best at, like standing accuracy and armor. I can just imagine a platoon of E50Ms and Pattons doing quite well. But it is a very solid carry tank. It's got enough armor to pull off the kinds of ridiculous bounces you saw here. The gun is one of the best in the game. In fact, the E50M has the highest pen medium gun in the game at 270mm penetration. The E50, curiously enough, has the same, basically the same gun. The only difference is instead of APCR being its default ammunition and heat being its gold ammo, AP is its default and APCR is its gold ammo. So if you basically fire pure gold out of your E50, you're driving an E50M anyway. There are some minor differences. The E50M has a slightly better armor profile, I believe, and also has the transmission in the back instead of the front, which makes it a couple inches lower to the ground, a bit longer, and I think it adds a couple degrees of extra sloping to the front plates. But for all intents and purposes, they're very similar in playstyle. It's easy to forget which one you're playing sometimes, and they are just spectacularly fun to play, very flexible, very enjoyable, I mean, there's something in it for everyone. If you like shooting people with accurate guns that pen forever, it has one. If you like tanking hits from stuff that you really should not ever be able to bounce, we've seen that it can do that. If you like putting fast flanking maneuvers on people and shooting them before they even realize where you are, it can do that as well, with actually a very, very high top speed and surprisingly sprightly agility for something that weighs so much. On that note, I'm going to stop plugging the E50 now. Just seriously, get one. The next video will also be brosef in an E50 from memory. And then there's a 113 video coming up, which should be something different because I don't actually think I've uploaded any 113 videos on account of me not having one. Until then, I wish you the best of luck in the field, and I'll see you on the next one.